having a bit of a dilemma with the Hitachi. Good Thursday afternoon to you, everyone in YouTube land. Here I am back in the shop, the clean shop. I should say clean. It's a cleaner shop. How's that? I still have junk around, but it's nothing like it was before. So I'm happy with it. I just finished watching getting the chassis out of the Hitachi video that I made some time ago. I don't know exactly when it was, but I think I have a pretty good idea now how everything goes back together. So we'll see. But so I want to, I think, go ahead and put that back together, and I do want to try to clean a little bit more of the what is it? The crusty stuff out of there that from the battery corrosion, I guess is what I'm looking for. Get some of that out and clean that up a little bit, and then slap that chassis back in, and at least as far as I can go, I think. And then that way it just leaves putting those clips in. I even saw how those were wired in. I was happy that I did that video because it really showed me a lot of stuff that I had forgotten on where things went, stuff like that. So let me get the other camera fired up and get the parts down here on the bench so we can play around with them and see what happens. Alright, back on the Hitachi again. As you can see here, I have a couple of spots that there were some holes in the speakers. I'm letting it cure up, and I was playing with this. I think it does go in this way. The more I look at it, I think that's the way it works, and that puts everything back in order. But I don't want to. It does have those barbs on it, so I don't want to really slide that back in until such time that I have wires on it and know where it goes and things like that. I watched it. I think this wire here goes from basically that end to the other end for the. If you can see this. And I don't know which one it goes to. I got to figure that out. I would say this one over here on the far side, but because it wouldn't that would just short it out if it was between those two. So I think it goes over there, because definitely had that's where the wire was, pretty sure. So I'll look at it again. I've watched that once, and I'm pretty sure I know where most things go. And the wiring was just a little bit, see, I've got some wires here that are just kind of hanging in the breeze. I don't even know if you can see that. Yeah, up here. Got a black wire here that's kind of hanging in the breeze. It's coming off the earphone jacks. So got to figure that out. That's that. I think, I was trying to look at this chassis a little bit. When this goes in here, I think there's a way those are you can get to these screws here on that little dowel plate where the little dowel needle fits in, and I think these here can be gotten after the chassis sit down in there. I hope, because that's this piece here is what I'm talking about. It fits like this. So I think either that or no, it goes the other way. It goes this way. Got to clean it up too, it's dirty. So that's the way it goes there. And the little dowel needle goes on top of that, I do believe. Yeah. And it slides on this metal part here. So that's how that goes. Maybe I can put that on the dial pointer and let it fall down, not fall down in there, but slide down in there, and then put the screws in, I think. Now the other two screws, the holes here, are they attached from the front. This faceplate here, you may recall, they're little Phillips head screws. So that's what holds them on. Now this, I think, just fits in there. It might have, no, there's no glue on it. Maybe that other piece fits that on top of that, but that's where it goes there. So, alright, that's pretty much it. What we're going for right now. Want to get that set up, let it harden a little bit, and we'll tackle something else while we're waiting on that to set up. And I'm not sure what. I've been talking about putting the transmitter, the AM transmitter together on what Bob, the addition that he made to it, and I kind of want to do that, and I may try to do that in the middle of this. And again, I want to watch that video one more time and see exactly what I'm looking at. But the speaker does go sit around a little bit. You can see it from the video. It does. The basically those terminals that wires go on are straight across, and once that's set up, then it should be fine. Getting this in, now this is wrong here. It should actually go this way, so we'll have to turn it around. See, it's gonna cause me some problems there. So always something. Why is it always something? But anyway, we'll work on that a little bit too. I may have to take this apart again and put the spring clips on the top of it, because that's the way they go. They go this way. And so I did have to do some reworking on that bottom to get it to fit in there correctly. So we'll figure that out. All right, gonna bring you back later on. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm back with you on this diagram here. As you can see, it is the radio we are working on, the Hitachi. Now, I found this diagram on Radio Museum. They have, I think, what amounts to a whole SAMs for this, but you can only get a few documents at a time if you're not a member, and I'm not, so I do get what I can when I can. So anyway, the reason I'm showing this is, if you can see my mouse moving around here, for one thing, I want to show you the electrolytics. There's a 30 there, 30 there, a 10, a 10, and a 10 there. So there's 5 electrolytics that I can see. I may have missed one, but you never can tell. Main thing I'm talking about today is this setup here. Now, of the schematics I have on this radio, this is the only one that actually shows 2 separate battery packs here, which is the way this is laid out, because it's got 2 AA's. There's 2 AA's here, 2 AA's here, and there's a red wire between them. I know that from seeing pictures of when I took it apart, and there's a red wire there. There is a black wire that connects to the speaker here. Actually, it goes to the earphones up here, but that comes directly to this point here, and so it would seem that it connects to the negative side of the batteries. Now, therein lies our problem, because according to this, the brown wire, which I've seen the brown wire, and I'm going to show you that in the video I have coming right behind this, it goes to the power switch. Now, that, in other words, what they're showing us here is the positive end goes to the power switch. They say the negative end goes to the black, or the speakers. So now, let me show you exactly what I see on the other diagrams. Now, this is another, well, this is actually the same one. I haven't messed with it yet. But anyway, this is another one I've got, a Hitachi, same radio. Now, this one does not show the 2 separate battery packs, but it shows the negative, obviously, right there, and shows the positive right there. Now, the positive end goes to the speakers, and the negative goes to the power switch. Now, that's completely backwards from the other one, and I'm going to show you one more here. And this is an Italian or a Spanish one. I can't tell you which. I don't really know, but this is exactly the same as that one. It's the negative end goes to the power switch, positive end goes to the speakers. So that's my dilemma on that. Now, there's another diagram here I want to show you. Alright, now what you see before you here is the way the speaker or the batteries are laid out on the Hitachi. The positive end is on this end here. The negative ends are down here. Now the way the wiring goes, and it will, like I said, I'll show you a video just right after this, how this brown wire comes from the power switch. And I even traced it back to the power switch, comes to here, goes through the batteries. The batteries go from this positive end of this one around the negative end of this, and we get our 6 volts, and it goes back to the black wire, which is the speaker. So now that's the way I see it. So I have two schematics that say this is the way it's laid out, and I have one which is actually, it looks like a better schematic, but it seems to be wrong. So that's what we're looking at. So let's go back and look at the video. Alright, back with you one more time. I have this outlined again. I wanted to show what I was talking about with the battery diagram. If you look at this, this is from the battery, or whatever you want to call that, earphone jacks. Yeah, not battery. But anyway, there's another black wire here that goes down here too, and it comes directly from the speaker. I think it's down in there, but anyway, clearly there's a black wire on this end. There is a brown wire on this end, as you can see, and this red wire is the one that goes between the batteries. On one end is positive and the other end is negative. I know that for a fact. I know that's how that's laid out, and there's no two ways about that. That's the way that goes. So in trying to figure out which one of these schematic diagrams are correct, I believe the brown wire connects to the negative and goes to the switch, the power switch. I think that's the way it works. If we look around here, you can see that goes right to the power switch. Right there. So that's the power switch. And this, we know from, you know, the way the radio was to begin with, the positive ends were down here. I mean, we know that. I've seen it, you know, when I took the radio apart and everything, and Bill had it that way. I don't think he switched it around. I don't know why he would have. But like I said, so I think the Spanish or Italian, whatever, and the other one, there's two that agree that the switch is actually on the negative end and goes to the negative end of the battery, and the positive end is the black one. And I don't know why they've got it that way, but that's the way it is. So that's the way I'm going to wire it back up, and I think that's going to pretty much settle the whole thing right then when I do that. But like I said, it's just kind of complicated with that one schematic, and that's actually the best schematic of the bunch, because it actually shows the two sets of batteries being joined together by this red wire. It doesn't say red wire, but I added the red wire to it. But the little dotted line there, that's obviously the connection between, you know, one end of the battery pack and to the other end of the battery pack, and so it shows that. But it just shows the wrong end. It shows the positive end being connected to the switch wire. And under normal circumstances, that's probably correct, but a lot of these transistor radios are backwards when it comes to positive and negative. And I think it depends on the PNPs and the NPNs that are used for the transistors. So anyway, that is the way I'm going to hook it up. So, because it just makes sense. I mean, this wire is long enough to come way down here. It'd be way overkill for down this end. And there's a black wire, obviously, for that end. So, alright, let me get back to the other.